And welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is the Gym Doctor. Today we continue on to episode 5, part 2 of resistance training, an in-depth look. And just remember, as always, any information that we provide here is basically that information. It's mainly for educational and entertainment purposes only, and it's not actual medical advice. Alright, and on to the episode. So how about we just go through, let's say, what you should actually be aiming for when you're actually doing resistance training. Yeah, how you should be actually structuring your routine. Yeah. Well, we can talk about what we do, and then just as an example.
Let's say, what do you do?
Okay, so basically, given obviously we're always pressed for time, being GPs, we don't really have that much time on our hands. So main thing I normally go for is compound exercises. That's obviously, so compound exercises means that exercises that involve movement on more than one of your joints. So exercises such as squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses, bent over rows, they generally tend to involve quite a major significant amount of muscle on your body. Those would generally be called compound exercises. Those are the ones I generally try to prefer when it comes to resistance training, because you can do a lot more for a lot less of your time, essentially. These are the ones I normally go for, which you can see all of those exercises on essentially our channel as well. So I'll just go through basic of what I structure my day around. So generally I'm aiming to do compound exercises, like I said. So I'll be aiming to do roughly around 4 to 5 sets of barbell bench press, or even dumbbell bench presses, whatever works better for you. Then 4 to 5 sets of squats. Again, several variations. You can try whichever one you prefer. And then maybe some around 3 to 2 sets of deadlifts. Generally tend to go slightly heavy on the deadlifts, so that's why I keep the sets to a slightly lower amount. And then maybe around another 4 to 5 sets of overhead presses and 4 to 5 sets of a bent over row, or some form of rowing exercise, and maybe a dumbbell row. And that would probably be the whole gist of what I'll be doing on a normal strength training day. And apart from that, obviously, warm up at the beginning, cool down at the end, and a little bit of cardiovascular exercise. I tend to do 10 to 15 minutes at most. I normally would do 5 minutes at the start and maybe 10, 12 minutes at the end. And that's pretty much rounding up a day of strength training when it comes down to it.
Yeah. The most important thing is warming up. If you get injured, don't complain that we didn't tell you need to warm up before doing any exercise. Warming up need to be slow, gradual, and steady. As Mohsen told you about what he does, I will tell you about what I do. My approach is a little bit different. I tend to do mixing of different exercises. So my main focus is on cardio, and that's because I understand that my body nature, I tend to put weight on, so I need to give more for cardio. Some other people, they tend to lose weight, so they need to give more time for muscle exercises. After finishing my cardio, which is again the warming up, I mostly do 10 minutes, I do 1.5 hours. My approach with the muscles is I'm trying to avoid any too much heavy weights, because I don't want to injure myself, and I tend to do moderate weight, gradually increasing the weight each time I'm doing the exercise. I tend to focus more on muscle groups rather than doing multiple muscle groups together. I tend to do the exercises in bulks. I do variation between low number of reps with higher weight or higher number of reps with less weight, because I find this gives me more changes in the exercise. I get bored, so I tend to change the exercise and just to keep myself motivated. The type of exercises, you saw the videos that we recorded, or the short videos on this channel. Basically, most of them are what we are doing. There are a few that we didn't record as well. I tend to structure my exercises nowadays to do the cardio, then interrupt the cardio with some muscle, take some rest doing more cardio, then going back to muscles, and keep doing that this time. I'm still trying that. I'm not sure if that will be a good option than what I was doing previously, but I'm doing that because I reached a plateau phase where I'm not actually gaining or losing anything. I'm just at plateau. So keep tuned. We'll let you know what are the results of that.
Yeah. So basically now what the recommendation is for what everyone out there, what you should be aiming for, is essentially 2 to 3 sessions of resistance weight training. Now again, it doesn't have to be barbells and weight plates and dumbbells. You can use resistance bands even. We don't have any over here, so I can't really show you any, but resistance bands, stuff like sandbags. I'm not sure if you can see them in the corner, but essentially, yep, there we go. Those sandbags, even weighted wrists. Then you can use stuff like these as well in resistance training, but you should be aiming for 2 to 3 sessions a week. All right, and essentially in those 2 to 3 sessions, you should be aiming to target pretty much all the muscle groups in your body. Now, the main muscle groups you've got: chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, so your arms basically include forearms as well, and then essentially your legs. All right, and as an afterthought, you can always add in core, abs, and essentially your erector muscles around the back. Okay, well, I think that's enough modeling.
Okay.
But yeah, so in a nutshell, those are the muscle groups that you want to be targeting. You can divide them however you like. In say, for example, 3 days a week, if you're doing it, you divide them however you like. There's no hard and fast rule. If you're a bit pressed for time, you can always do something like I do. You do the big exercises, targeting pretty much all the muscles in one whole session, and that's it, you're done. Or you could divide them into the groups. You do chest and maybe your biceps or triceps on one day, then back and say forearms and triceps on the other day, and then do your legs and shoulders on one day, and then you've got 3 days done. So you can divide it however you like, absolutely fine. But ideally, you should be aiming for at least somewhere around 2 to 3 sets per targeted exercise, and generally I'd recommend somewhere around 10 to 15 repetitions. That would probably be the way to go for pretty much everyone out there. I mean, obviously there are other variations if you're going to elite powerlifting or bodybuilding, strongman type of stuff, which obviously we're not going to be talking about over here. Maybe further down the line at some point, but not at the moment. So that's basically what you should be aiming for. That's a gist of it. Anything else you want to add?
Just few small tips. First one is we are talking in general, so if you are slightly younger age, 18, 16 or more, around that area, then you are more likely to be able to do more exercises. You'll be maybe able to do more weightlifting. Please, if you are going for heavy weightlifting, please always do that with someone who knows what they are doing. You don't want to injure yourself, especially at that age. For the people who are mid-age, I would assume that most of them, they know what they are doing, so fair enough.
Well, again, not necessarily. I mean, they could be just starting out, so
that's fine. If you are starting out, this series is completely for you, so enjoy it. if you are slightly on the older side, then you need to be aware that you are more susceptible to injuries, so you need to take the things easy. Sometimes some people, they find it difficult to do the reps. I'm having joint pains, I'm having wrist pains. Okay, so if that's the case, then you go with a slightly heavier weight, less number of reps, and or you even go for isometric exercises, which are exercises where you are not moving the joint at all, so you avoid the joint pain. Something like just putting pressure on something heavy, that's sufficient to exercise the muscles here. The same for biceps, just without movement, just doing resistance against something. That should help you as well. This is everything on my mind at this stage.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, when it comes to weights, it's basically that's about it. So in a nutshell, what will help you do is keep your muscle mass, right, and keep your bone mass as well. Hopefully help prevent the osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, maybe prevent or improve back pain as well. The other thing it will do is obviously when you're increasing your muscle mass, you're increasing your ability to burn calories more efficiently, so that'll help you lose weight as well over time. And I think another thing that we forgot to mention was when you gain a bit of muscle mass, regardless of your body composition, regardless how much fat you've got, that will actually improve the way you look, right? And will improve your posture, improve your look, and inadvertently that always tends to improve your confidence as well. So the better you look, so that would be another benefit, I would say. I mean, again, it's a bit vain, but it's still one of the benefits. So that's another thing you can add to the list. Yeah, I think in a nutshell that should cover pretty much the main aspects of why we recommend resistance training.
Well, you said everything. I don't have anything to add at this time.
Right.
So,
well,
thank you everyone for watching us today.
Yeah.
Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button.
Yeah.
And see you next time.
Yeah, great. Cheers. Bye.